Daf Kuf Aleph on the base. Daf Kuf Aleph on the base. Look on the top. You see Kuf Aleph on the base.
Yeah.
Zog the Gemara. Su Yosef Reb Chiste. It's like 10 lines from the top. The first word of the line is Masnisa lo Shmei Alei. Masnisa lo Shmei Alei.
Yeah.
See it? I sent you a copy.
Yeah.
Kuf Aleph
Yeah.
on the base. Look on the top. You see?
Oh, yeah. Take a look.
Mama's 10
How many lines from the top?
10.
About 10.
10 lines. Okay. 4, 6.
There's a little gimel next to it.
Okay. Okay, but yeah, I guess.
So Yosef Reb Chiste become a Shei Denam Shei. Reb Chiste said, "Hot come on a Shina Mokum Tzarech Lavorech." This is what we said by Shina Mokum. You need to make a bracha. Lo Yamoron. We didn't say that. Ela b'dvarim she'ein tunim bracha l'machem. Lightweight brachas. Lightweight brachas. That you anyway don't have to make the bracha b'mkaimen. So since you don't have to make the bracha b'mkaimen, and you walked out of the room, so that's it. Says Chamas, you're not. Oh, this is where we're gonna have a machlokes. So what's three opinions? What's a lightweight and what's a heavyweight bracha? Something that's a heavyweight bracha. A heavyweight bracha is something where you're chayiv at least lechatchila to make the bracha chenem b'mkaimen. So even though you walked out of the room, you know you have to come back to the original mokem. So the fact you walked out doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that you finished the eating. It doesn't mean anything. Therefore, ein tzarech levorech, you don't have to make a bracha if you come back, or even if you don't come back. My time elakiva kama hadar. He's coming back to the original kviyas. This is Reb Chiste Shita. Sheishes Amar echet zeh v'echet zeh tzarech levorech. The halachas of this we learned at the end of the summer, in the end of Perek Tes. And just, it's a Shleima, so this way we have the whole sugya covered from all sides. I usually learn the Gemara first, I know. Zog the Gemara, Sheish argues. Sheish Gemara, it doesn't matter, I don't care. Heavyweight bracha, lightweight bracha, middleweight bracha, doesn't matter. You walked out of the room, that's it, you have to make another bracha. Meisvi, Akasha. We learned in the Brais, we learned like this. Bnei Chabura, they were sitting and they were drinking. What were they drinking? I don't know. Wine, beer. They were drinking vodka, scotch. They were drinking. They ripped their feet from their places. To go out to greet a chosna kala. They don't have to make a bracha and the Yitzia or the Chazorah. They don't have to bench and they don't have to make a new Alatil Sidaim and Amoitzi. This is if they left the Zakan Achayla in the room. So the Gemara Medektani Okur Raglayim from the Losh and the Brais Okur Raglayim Mechlal the Bedvar Matuna Brach Lechem Kam Maskinon. This expression, what do we offer raglaim? They ripped. Who rips feet? They ripped their feet. It's a funny lotion. Okru raglaim. They ripped their feet. Yeah, it's a mashma. They shouldn't have been moving. It's only because the chos and kala showed up, so they were okru. They They ripped. The Zacharoizgeris was their plots. They came running out to the.
They used to probably walk them.
Yeah, there was a parade. The chos and kala. Because really it's a davar ton barachalachem. They really shouldn't have left. Elamai, because it was a chosna kalos, they ran out to be misamech the chosna kalo. The time, the whole reason the Braisa says that that they don't have to make the brach all over again because in from zachan nefel, and therefore we pass from shem yoytzen and torachal mafreya, shem chozen ton barachalachatchila. If they wouldn't have left a Zakan Achayla in the room, they would have to make a bracha. So Kasha, it's a Kasha against Reb Chiste. Reb Chiste said that whenever it's a heavyweight bracha, which is a bracha that's tunam bracha b'mkoiman, so I don't care if you went and gegang and gekimmen, doesn't matter where you go. You didn't lose the bracha. And here we say, no, you lost the bracha. If you left the zaken v'chayla, it's as if you're still there. But if you didn't leave a zaken v'chayla, you lost your bracha. I can't get a it sounds like Reb Sheshes. When I'm Nachum Yitzchak, the Mitzvah says, yeah, true. Taka, that Braisa goes like Reb Sheshes. Man Tona Akidas. Who learned that Braisa Bar Akida? And the Yehuda. This is the Shittus of Yehuda. We don't hold that way. The Tanya will not Braisa. Chavedim Shir Mesubin. A whole bunch of friends that were Mesubin. The Okra Raglaim, and they were Oikra Raglaim Leilach Lebeis Knesset Lebeis Medrash. They ripped their feet again. Doesn't matter.
Interesting. Look, Rashi, it says Shayu Misubim. So below Lishtot Yai.
Yeah,
Here, the sitting down to Misubin is to drink, but not wine.
right.
What's the chiluk?
Well, to soon say in Toises. We'll see soon in Toises what's the chiluk.
Because there was a concept of sitting down to
Yeah.
wine.
Right.
Not like haplap.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Inflation.
That's what it was. What do you
No,
think?
no customer.
No, half of our salary is.
בשבילך.
Chicken freeze. זה חלבי. זה
מתנה?
כן, מתנה. וזה גם, זה הולך יחד.
חלבי. כן. הוא הביא את זה מהבקר שהוא עובד ברוקלין.
כן.
He's a maven. He'll tell you if it's good. This is the baker. The baker himself. Okay. Weiter. Top line and Daf Kuv Beis. Top line. Daf Kuv Beis. Manton Akidas. The Gemara said, who's the Braisa? Who's the Tana that said this Braisa of Akira? Rabbi Yehuda, Tanya, like well, Braisa. Chaverim that was sitting together, and they ripped out their feet. Lelech lebeis Knesset, lebeis Medrash, to go to the Beis Knesset, beis Medrash, and Yoitzim ain't tuna bracha l'mafreya. Shein chosen ain't tuna bracha l'chila. Didn't lose their bracha. Didn't lose their bracha. Amar Rabbi Yehuda, b'med v'ram amurim, b'zman shenichu sham miktzas chaverim. They left some people there. Avalo yenichu sham miktzas chaverim. And they didn't leave anyone there. So then, Shem Yoitzim tuna bracha l'mafreya, Shem chosen tuna bracha l'chatchila. Time the bedvarim tuna bracha l'machreim kaimen, Shem Yoitzim tuna bracha l'mafreya, Shem chosen tuna bracha l'chatchila. Aval dvorim she'ein tuna bracha l'chatchila kaimen. Let's say before time. Okay. She said, "This is this Brai." So we see that Machlokes Takacham and Rabbi Yehuda. Taka. Rabbi Yehuda is the one that says, like you, Reb Sheshes, but I paskin like Chacham. So Reb Chis says, and that Taka. Ashkenazim paskin like Reb Chis and the Sfardim paskin like Reb Sheshes. Just want to point out in the first Brais it says they were Okra Aglayim because they wanted to go greet a Chos and the Kala. Second Brais it says they were Okra Aglayim because they wanted to go to basic Knesset Medish. A lot of poskim learn, and the Alter Rebbe brings it that way, La Locha, that really you're not supposed to go out of the room lechatchila because you're supposed to make the bracha b'mkon.
What's the difference if you basically
Elamai for it to be going out to make a minyan because they need a minyan in the basic Knesset, they need a tzenter. Or the Chos and Kala have a parade and they want to be Masameh Chos and Kala, then they're allowed to go out and then come back. Okay. Right. Ella, Taima, the Gemara says, we see over here, the whole thing is, the B'dvar Matuna Barach Lachem, Shem Yoitzen, Ein Tuna Barach Lachem, Shem Choyzen, Tuna Barach Lachem Tchila, Avdorim She'ein Tuna Barach Lachem Koyman. But if it would be something that you would need, I feel like a bonum, Shem Yoitzen, in Tunim Brach Lamafreya, Kishem Choyzerin, Tunim Brach Lachatchila. When did Chacham were make? Even the Chacham that were make, there was only things that's a heavyweight bracha, but if it would have been a lightweight bracha, you would have to make another bracha. Limit if it's Yufta the Rabbi Yochanan, that's a kasher Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan said you never lose your bracha by Mshini Makim. So the Gemara said, I don't understand. I already shlugged up Rabbi Yochanan. What are you giving me a second slug up for Rabbi Yochanan? So the Gemara says, I could say a second slug up. So what's so good to have a second slug up? If he slugged up already, why do you need to slug him up a second time? So Rashi says, I'm sorry, let's look at the Rashbam. Rashi is very big. Rashi says, Rashbam, sorry, in the medium lines, the second line. Name it have it yufta name meho. Shim yove odem v'yitaretz lahach kamaisa or yishabe shoysa de braisa sachedes nisvi mehach. The Gemara says, what happens if later there'll come someone a fadrei and give you psateretz for the first upshlag? So I give a double upshlag, so it'll be good. You know, he can never come back. They make a comeback. The Gemara says no. The second upshlag is not so strong. Rabbi Yochanan can say that according to Chacham, you never lose your bracha. I don't care heavyweight, lightweight bracha. You never lose your bracha. Who then if you lose bracha to bracha lachem koimem na mein tzerich lavarach. Odiktoni okra ragleim. That's what the Braisa said okra ragleim, because that was the reish of the Braisa. And the Yehuda lo ydiach koicha der Yehuda. Tafilu dvarim shetun bracha lachem koimon. Even a heavyweight bracha, still you would lose it, and the only way time it in ichsham mixas chavedim or zaken v'chayla v'lo yichsham mixas chavedim. That's why the Braisa says, Rabbi Yochanan says, that's why. But be'emes, Chachamim, that they say you didn't lose the bracha, you never lost the bracha. The Gemara doesn't hold of Rabbi Yochanan. The Gemara shlugged up Rabbi Yochanan. The Gemara is saying, but the second upshlag is not such a big upshlag. We shlugged up Rabbi Yochanan, we don't pass him. We pass him Shulchan Aruch, then a person makes a shini mokim, he loses his bracha.
Make a difference in the rest of the Zokan Achoyle. Oh,
yeah, if you left, but it has to be. It only helps that if it was a heavyweight bracha, and by heavyweight bracha, you don't really need mixes chaverim only for the svardim, which they pass on like Reb Sheshes. So a heavyweight bracha, the Reb Sheshes passing is like Reb Yehuda, that even a heavyweight bracha, you lost your bracha when you walked out.
Even if you
unless you lost, you leave behind the zaken v'chayla. But the Ashkenazim we hold like Reb Chizda, that whenever there's a heavy bracha,
doesn't matter if you left people or not.
Yeah, but for also for the Ashkenazim there could be a nafkamina according to the Alter Rebbe. Could you bring a chelik aleph in Alter Rebbe Sheklar? Alter Rebbe holds a Kiddush dava lekula that if people were sitting together and even drinking seltzer,
by sitting together,
they were sitting together, they were drinking seltzer, and they left zaken v'choila. So it's going to help that
it's not they left somebody. Meaning that we're coming back.
Yeah. Lakula, in other words, akula. To say that even if you left the zakam v'choila, then it's good. So if you left the zakam v'choila, you're always good. But if you didn't leave the zakam v'choila, so then Rabbi Yehuda says, that's it, you lost your bracha. And instead of Sheshes passing like Rabbi Yehuda, Chista passing like a Chachamim. If it's a heavyweight bracha, then you know you have to come back to the original place. Like the Gemara says with Beisham Mitzil, the story that this guy forgot to make the bracha and he walked over all the way to the top of the building to make the bracha and he found a bag of gold. So you got to go back for your bag of gold. What's the lotto tonight?
900 million. Powerball.
So you got to go back if you know you have 900 million. You have to krich to the top of the Empire State Building. You'll
go back with the ball.
So that's what Gemara says. There was one Talmud, he wasn't mechuyev, but he went back anyway. He kriched up all the steps. L'roy Shabira. He found a bag of gold. So the Chisda says you got to go back for the gold. You got to go back. So when you left, you knew you're going to come back. So it's not that's the way we pass. We pass like Reb Chisda, Ashkenazim. Tanya can say that Reb Chisda, we heard of a Braisa like Reb Chisda. Chaverim shemisumim lishtas yayin. Chaverim was sitting and they were drinking wine. Oh, here everyone's going to lishtas yayin. I mean, not everyone. Ashkenazim. Why? Because it's a heavyweight bracha. Yain is a heavyweight bracha. Okay, now let's turn to the toys. Let's turn back. You have a copy? No? Yeah. That's a copy to the surface. Tafkuf Aleph Ahmed Beis. Tafkuf Aleph Ahmed Beis, the top toys. What's, again, for us Ashkenazim, we pass like a chis. It's important to know what's a heavyweight bracha. First of all, it's important to know which bracha am I supposed to make in this room before I leave. which bracha am I not allowed to leave this room for? It's three shittas. One shitta says only pass. Second one says chameshes minei dogan. The third one says all shivas minim. So there's a kula and a chumra here. If I'm a heavyweight bracha, it means I'm not allowed to walk out of this room. I'm supposed to make the bracha chana here. I'm not allowed to get out. And if I walked, I should come back here because the bag of gold is here. This is where you're going to get the $90 million.
900.
I'm sorry, $900 million. A big difference. So that's the shaila. Which one is it? Only for pass? Or chameshes min adog? Or shivas min shenishtab chamemet Yisrael?
All of them have bracha fine.
Yeah, but the shaila is which ones do we say that you're tom bracha from koim? And if I got to go back to get the bag of gold. There's a chumrah, I got to go back. There's also a kula that if I left, I didn't lose the bracha. The chumrah is I got to go back. For I shouldn't even leave. The kula is that I can eat. I once already ate in the other place, and that's why I don't have to come back. That's the trick. Because once I ate in the other place, what's the point of coming back? I can make a bracha there because I ate there. But that's
even though you didn't have in mind.
yeah. Okay, so this is the so the shaila is by brachas who's the lightweight and who's the heavyweight. Again, with MS we learned about it in the summer, but the geschmack of learning it a little bit liyuna now with the Gemara Rashi Tosfos is that we'll get the full picture and the Baila will understand the bracha, the makam bracha, the makam Kiddush, and maybe Mitzvah Shem will learn also some Reish Samachtes and Shulchan Aruch about Friday night in the shul, the minute to make it. So we'll have. So we learned some in Kufayin Ches, Reish Ayin Gimel, and Reish Samachtes, and then we'll wrap up the sugya. Okay, let's learn this Tosfos. Maybe in this Tosfos and next Tosfos, both are very important Tosfos. Nagel Aloch. I mean, like I said, we already learned Aloch in the summer, but Abu Dvar Shein Tuna Brachal B'Chareim V'M Koim. Kiddush Rishbam. So what's a lightweight bracha? Maimu Peiris, which is a burden of fortress. There's no bracha chashuva of mein gimel here. Kufala from Madala. See?
Again.
You got it?
Oh,
Yes.
No.
No, you're no.
No.
The other side. You're on the right side.
Yeah. Kufala from the base. Ella, Bidbonim Sheinu to Bracha Lachem and Koim and Peter Shirashbam, the Ravam said, what's a lightweight bracha? Go in Maimon Pedis. A lightweight bracha is a bird in the foshish, and it's a bracha chashuva, ein gimel. You see, the Rashbam is thinking the chashivas is not in the food, is the bracha. So, ein gimel is a choshev bracha, and bird in the foshish is not such a choshev bracha. My time ain't tzarech l'barabim kom, hilke chamidosa zug marsadasa, ahach, so the chiliti, because it's a lightweight bracha. You don't have to make the bracha mekayim. So when you walked out. That means you're done. You're finished. You don't want to eat anymore. Now you have to make another b'day priyadama, another shakel and b'dvarim. Aval dvarim atorim bracha chemim koiman, but a heavyweight bracha that you have to make the bracha bim koiman, gon yayin v'chol shivas aminan. So then we say l'kiva kama hoder. If you walked out of the room, it means nothing. You got to make the bracha right here. So you're going to come back here. So therefore, you will not masir das and continue to eat it. In the story of the Besham Hillel, the story about the Talmud actually that walked back and he found the bag of gold. That really, that Gemara is talking about all Shivas Aminim. Anyone is Shivas Aminim. If you should go back, you find the bag of gold. And this Braisa that we said about the Bnei Chaburim. Yeah, look at sin and lishtas yain. It has to be that it didn't say that. It says Bnei Chaburim Shemesum lishtas. It doesn't say in our Gemara lishtas yain. It says obvious. Why? Because the medakta Gemara the idea b'dvarim atunim bracha chareim mediktin okru. The Gemara was medaik. Okru means that it's a heavyweight bracha. That's the expression of okru. Why didn't the Gemara medaik Shemesum lishtas yain? And why? Because we're not going is the word yain. Later in the Braisa, which Tanya Kavaseder B'chista, Yasina yain. We're all going to see yain. Why? Because yain is a heavyweight bracha. Because the Braisa says that by yain, if you left, you didn't lose the bracha. Shmamina that the yain is a heavyweight bracha. And if yain is a heavy bracha, all shivas are in. So what should be the difference between yain and pomorim and anova? What's the shivas in yain? Because it's a bracha main shalosh. So all shivas are in is bracha main shalosh. You could see that the Rashbam and Rashi are thinking that the chashivas, heavyweight, lightweight, is not in the oich. The heavyweight and the lightweight is in the broch. What makes it heavy and what makes it light is the broch.
The last block.
Yeah, it's the last broch. That's what makes it. So Choshev broch Chazal want, you should make it b'mkoim. So like I said before, you have a kula and a chumra. Chumra is you got to go back. Yeah, you got to go jog back to your original place to make the bracha achrayna. And the kula is, well, the pearl, if you didn't jog back, you can eat here. And you know what? The secret is once you eat already or drink here, there's no reason to jog back. Because this is the Makam Achilu just like that. Lachatchili really shouldn't have left. Once you left, and you know you got to go back, it's funny. It's like a choyte nisker a little bit. Like, he shouldn't have left, but he left, so he doesn't lose the bracha. And now he can eat here. And now that he eats here, he really doesn't have to go back. So, okay. Zog the Gemara, miu kosher. If it's true that yayin is a heavy bracha, how did they slug up Rabbi Yochanan? The Rabbi Yochanan, ayri b'yayin. The Rabbi Yochanan was talking about wine. The might come Rabbi Yochanan afi the yayin nami yotzu. Was the Rabbi Yochanan tamei da machine makom ein tzarach levarach. The top 5 words in this Amud. So but Rabbi Yochanan was talking about yain. Rabbi Yochanan was talking about yain. So what are you telling me? Rabbi Yochanan holds that the shinui makim doesn't. We don't care about shinui makim. Rabbi Yochanan is talking about yain. Yain is a heavyweight bracha. Maybe Rabbi Yochanan holds like Rabbi Chizda. Maybe Rabbi Chizda holds like Rabbi Yochanan. So that's the first of the 3 kashas Tosfos has. Here, I want to pass it. Taf Kufala from the base, it's the Tosfos, the first Tosfos. We're somewhere in the middle. Again, Chosh Takashir. The Gemara says that Rabbi Yochanan was talking about Yain. And Rabbi Yochanan said, Echet Shina Yain, Echet Shina Mokim, Ein Tzarech Levarich. That if you bring a new type of wine, you don't have to make a bracha. Like Rashi says, you don't have to make a second agofen, but you have to make a teva meitiv. And then, but the Shini Mokim doesn't matter. So we see that Yayin, and so in the Gemara says, oh, if you're going to hold, you're allowed to go with Mokim l'Mokim. He didn't say anything. He's talking about Yayin. Yayin is like a heavyweight bracha. So it's not the. I mean, you can answer Tosfos. It's not the the heaviest kasha here, because the Rashi and the Rashbam understood Echet Shini Yayin and Echet Shini Mokim Eintzar Levarich. That when he said Shini Mokim Eintzar Levarich, was not only talking about Yayin, he's talking about anything. It's Mistimas Dvora. Taka Yayin, when he said Echad Yayin ve'Echad Mokim Eintzar Levarich. So Yayin means Yayin. I don't care if you go from one Yayin to the other, and you don't have to make another Agafa. But later when he says ve'Echad Shini Mokim Eintzar Levarich, Rashi and Rashbam probably thought to meet everything. Mistimas Dvora.
Not only one.
Yeah, because it nicht stoisemen, nicht gesagt, das at the end. So he meant everything. That's probably the way Rashi and Rashbam understood it. Okay. Kasha number 1. Whenever you learn a Tosfos, you always have to think about how Rashi Tachechet doch getracht the sugya. Right? Rashi, every Kasha, the truth is, every Tosfos when you learn, if you think in Rashi's perspective, you see that what and you see the sugya in Rashi's way, you see what Rashi would answer. Void the imkain, Poli Rav Chizda ad Rav Ushmuel. According to Rashi and the Rashbam, Rav Chizda is arguing Rav Shmuel Damar Le'il. They said before that they yayin lo yatsu, that shini makim that they yayin lo yatsu ulachayda mashma the lot polig elin absheshes. From our Gemara, mashma yag is only absheshes. I think again Rashi and Rashbam said shvachi kasha. There's a whole discussion. The Gemara says Yosef Rav Chizda. The Kamim Shmeid Reb Huna, the Su Yosef Omar, he was saying Reb Chizda and Reb Huna were good friends. They're in the same generation. At Gezetz in the yeshiva, And he said, me and Rav Huna agree on something. And then he said, me and Rav Huna disagree about something. Let me first tell you the good news and then the bad news. The good news is we all agree about one Indian, and the bad news is when it comes to Shinei Mokim, heavyweight, lightweight bracha, we disagree. Do you also disagree with Rav Shmuel? Okay, but I don't know what's a kasha. Void kasha. Third kasha. Tosis asks the Omar of Yerushalmi. The Gemara says Yerushalmi sof pere ketzad mevarach. If you went from the Mizrach to the Ma'arav of Te'ena, you have to make another bracha. Alma is the Charaya, B'shivas Amina, Namashina Makam Tzarech Levorach. Bomba Karaya, it's a fetish. To say that Yerushalmi is Asik Reb Sheshes, Shein Allah Fika Moisa. Allah is not like him. According to Mali Toisvus, all the Ashkenazi poskim, they all clearly that Allah is not like Reb Sheshes, like Reb Chisda. So he kvetched the Yerushalmi gehalten with Reb Sheshes. So someone's going to say, yeah, Yerushalmi all the Sheshes. Yeah, you could throw anything into the Yerushalmi. But I would say a better teretz for the third kasha. The Yerushalmi never said what he ate. Maybe he was eating Libra's potato chips.
Talking about the Taina part.
The Taina tree.
He came with a bag of Libra's potato chips. The Gemara doesn't say. I looked in the Meforshim that they all say Taka that he ate Ta'inim.
It makes more sense.
But the Meforshim Yerushalmi is not actually Toisvus.
Otherwise, you would say.
Me and you don't argue in Ashi and Toisvus.
Otherwise, you would say he was sitting underneath the tree.
Right? No, I'll tell you why.
You say which tree?
No. I'll tell you why he said it to Aina.
It's a big tree.
No, it's also a big sheep. It helps the Rogachover. The Rogachover on the Rambam says, why is the Gemara say to Aina? He says it because a Te'ena tree is an unusual tree. Klal the Eibishter made, all trees they're not very high. The Eibishter made that it should be easy to get the fruits. So Yoitzim and Klal is Tzaddik Atom or Yifrach. Tomorrow Taka, you need a cherry picker to get up. And the olden days it was a sakona, the ladders, it was hard to get Morim down. But regular trees, the Eibishter made, apple trees, orange trees, peach trees, all these. Yeah. Te'ena is even more. Te'ena, 2.5 feet off the ground, 3 feet, 4 feet off the ground, you already have branches coming out. Like, wide. And it goes out very wide. And I had once opportunity to see it. I was so excited. This is already a couple of years, nice couple of years. I was with my mitzvah made alach.
Your wedding and
yeah, exactly. I think it was these bar mitzvah made alach, these two bar mitzvah. One is their bas mitzvah. So it's already a nice couple of years. They're both college now. And we took them for cover their bas mitzvah together to Eretz Yisrael from the summer. And that year was Shemitah. And all over the place, there were places with big signs, Khan, Shoimrim Shemitah. So, for excitement of the Bas Mitzvah Meidlach, I said, let's go. So we went off the road, and big sign that this field is Hefker, with instructions. Please, we paid a lot of money to put the irrigation system. Don't step on it. Look where you're going. And enjoy. That's it. So, if you eat it with Kedusha Shemitah, and there's no Trumas Amaisis eating it right there by the tree. So we went. Yeah, right. And right, it's true. So that's what we did.
If you take off from the tree and eat right away,
It's Avadanish.
The only thing is the clipper you're not allowed to throw.
Yeah, it's see, okay. So we ate Ta'anim. So Taka, the Ta'anim, it's very cute. You like your head is already. It goes. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, it was very good Ta'anim. So you could say if you want to give a kvetch from Yerushalmi. Then he came with a bag of Libra's potato chips, and it was very hot. It was uncomfortable to eat, to drink. He wanted to drink seltzer and potato chips, but it was hot, so he wanted to go under the shade. So he went from Mizrach Shel Ta'ena. Well, from Mizrach Shel Ta'ena, you can't see B'marov Shel Ta'ena. So therefore, the bracha b'Mizrach doesn't go. No, he just says that the reason they say Te'ena
Because
is because
so
Ein is a
low,
low
you can
tree.
see from the right to the left.
Right. So no, you could say that to say Te'ena because Te'ena is from the Shivas Aminim and wanted to say against the Rashbam. No. So you could say that no. That the pshat is that the reason the Gemara said Te'ena not because he was eating Te'enim. He was eating Lieber's potato chips. And I goes, oh, it's Nishkan Upschlag against. Again, what's the Tosfos asking? Tosfos is saying, we see that the Gemara in Yerushalmi says that he went from one side to the Eina to the other side of the Eina. Presumably he's eating Teinim. And the Shini Mokim ruined the bracha, is to make a second bracha. So I'm answering, simple. That maybe Rashi and Rashbam are going to say he wasn't eating Teinim, he was eating potato chips. So and potato chips are better than the Voshes. A lightweight bracha. So
Welcome because you cannot see from one side to another.
yeah. You can't see one side and the other. Alma. Okay, so that's the three kashas. So really, you could faim for the three kashas that Tosfos says against Rashi and the Rashbam. But anyway, the Tosfos says his own pshat. The kach nira, because of these three kashas, it seems to me Zok Tosfos the yain v'chol shivas aminim lo yava b'chal dvar matun barach lachelem emkoyma. Shivas aminim and yain, they're not a heavyweight brach. Ela pas v'chol min pas from varcham av amoitzi. Oy shema, that says maybe you could say a svara that kol minim mezoinus sheish behem chameshes aminim dogon hava b'chlal dvar matun barach lachelem emkoyma. Pashas Tosfos holds that what makes a heavyweight is not the broch. The heavyweight is the food. If you say the brocha, then l'chayre there's a difference between pas and chameshes aminim. This is a brocha of gimel brochas, and here is me'en gimel. But if you're saying the chashivas is in the chameshes aminim dogon, so then what's the difference? If it's birchas hamazon or me'en gimel, the word is that chameshes aminim dogon has in it a starke chashivas. So according to my pshat as Tosfos, you have to later when the Gemara says that arayat repchista, the heavyweight bracha, you don't lose your bracha. You have to take out of the brayso the word yayin.
They'll sit down to drink. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, this is the Achilles' heels in Tosfos pshat. This is a lot of times that happens with Tosfos. This is like the difference mahalach between Rashi and Tosfos. Tosfos has three kashas, the juicy kashas, right? But you could against every one of them. Tosfos has amazing pshat, but you have to erase a word in the Gemara. This is pretty typical, the difference of Rashi and Tosfos. But you got to erase. Later, the Gemara says Tani Kosei Reb Chisda, and the Gemara says that a brayso Tani Kosei Reb Chisda Chavenu Shebesum Lishlas Yayin V'Okar Agleim V'Chozer Ein Tzeichen Levarech. So you see, it's a heavyweight bracha. Doesn't matter. You come and you go. You didn't lose your bracha. And what's the brayso talking about? Yayin. That's why Rashi. That's Rashi's biggest anchor. You tell me to erase a word in the Gemara. I don't like to do that. Rashi hates doing that type of stuff. But Tosfos, because of the three kashas put together, and Taka each teretz adechay, Tosfos holds that way better. And he says anyway, the pass of even mighty, Tony Okru. וכן הלכה בכל דבר חוץ, מפס ומינים מזוינה שמחמשת מינים אין צריך ברכה אחריהם במקוימה. Besides pas and minim mezainas, you don't have to make a bracha mekayim. Shimon Malkim tzarich levarach behem. Okay. And then Tosfos wraps up the sugya. Shini Malkim hain afilu b'chad bayis. Shino Shini Malkim is even b'chad bayis k'moi igre la'ara or mechede lebayis, which is like chede lechede. Aval lepina loy. Again, this is Tosfos talking. Well, the pirushim im halach beemtza suda lamakam acher nochlish tziyayin emayim b'la bracha b'kivin shu b'teicha suda l'kiva kamakoda. Sure, if I'm in the middle of eating a suda of bread and I walked out, I could drink water outside because it's all part of the suda. Yeah, what's going to become wine? So that's it. So let's summarize. summarize. It's such a beautiful Tosfos. Every Tosfos is beautiful. We learned this Tosfos, so this Tosfos is beautiful. So you see the Mahalach. Tosfos is willing to take out a word in the Tiny Kaseder Pchizda to make everything go good. But Rashi and Rashbam, they're not going to go for that. No better for him for the three kashas, each one with a little bit of a doichik, but Abi that the gears is going to stay. Bottom line is that we have now three shittas. What's a heavyweight brach and what's a lightweight brach? Pas, which is the Rashba holds that way. Toys is a little mistapik, and then the Rosh says, all Chamesha Saminim is heavyweight. And then you have Rashi and Rashbam that hold all Shiva Saminim is heavyweight. The svart of saying all Shiva Saminim is the what makes it heavy is the Choshev Brach. The svart to say that Chamesha Saminim, the Shivas is in the grain because it's a Choshev Achila, and the svart in Pas. It's the super brach, it's the super everything. So okay. So how do we paskin? So we know already the Alter Rebbe paskins that there's lachatchila in the oven. Lachatchila you should try to accommodate all the shittas. Lachatchila should try to go like all the shittas. So lachatchila, even an alamichya or alagefa or alapedis, you shouldn't walk out of the room until you made the bracha. But the oven, if you walked out of the room, don't make another bracha rishona, because maybe Rashi's right and it's a heavyweight bracha. This brings us back. Very good. This brings us back all the way back to what's the name of your store? The Brooklyn Bagels. He went to Brooklyn Bagels and he got a delicious donut. He wanted to get a delicious donut and he got a donut and a coffee. So, and then he started, it was so good, he has to eat it a little bit in the store. So, this is what we spoke about in the summer. Yes.
There can some more than the kula. Because that all the others.
There's a kula and a chumrah. The kula is that if you left, you were not masir das.
No, like heavyweight.
All heavyweight brachas, there's a kula and a chumrah. The chumrah is you're not supposed to leave. If you left, you should go back. The kula is if you did leave, and you want to continue eating or drinking, you're allowed to continue eating and drinking. And in that case, you don't have to go back anymore already.
That's a very normal thing. In the morning, you walk into the shop, you buy the coffee and this, start and go into the car and continue. You don't even think for a second to make another bracha. So, l'chatchila, I'm going back to my same maskana, just now you see the lumbus of it. That l'chatchila, so the coffee is nishkashayla. This coffee is nishkashayla, it's a little bit told in the next choices, but the bottom line is, it doesn't matter how much you drank in the store. You're going to continue drinking in the car, so you shouldn't make a bet on the fashas. But you go into the car, you have to make another shakli with voting. Especially once you drive away and you're not roy mekoy me'orishin. But especially when you buy a sandwich to go. You wash in the store to make
that's good because you had in mind. Let's give Aldik.
I'm going to finish in the car.
That's good. That's good. 100%. But the sandwich is good because when you wash on the sandwich, and you should wash it because they have very good sour bread.
We don't have donuts. I can't wait.
Yeah, no, enough donuts in the shelf because the donuts is the deep fried.
It's more sharp
on the shelf. Oh man! So l'chatchila. So you're stuck, man. If you have a gesetzte sandwich, so you'll wash in the store and you'll eat, and you'll have the das. It continues also. If you had a coffee, just a coffee, doesn't matter how much you drank, you didn't drink it. And once you go in the car and you speed out, you have to make another shahak. On the bottom of the anyway, you don't have to make it. Doesn't matter if you drank revius or not a revius. So nishtaking shaila. Shaila is the shaila is the donut. The donut, because talking the donut doesn't matter. You can eat 10 donuts, you're not going to bench. Shaila is the donut. So the donut. Fine. So l'chatchila, if you ate a kazayis, you should really make an alamichya in the store. Because that's not shelf and das. I have das that I'm eating in the car, but there's a shit that holds not shelf and das. So Seudah Shiur was held that das toch nicht helfen. On the other hand, to step out of the stores, Seudah Shiur was sagt that you need to have bracha cherev koim. So lechatchila, you should make alamicha in the store. But if you didn't make alamicha in the store, and you ate a kazayis in the store, then as you pull out with your car, you have to make another b'day minimum zaynis. Now, if you didn't eat a kazayis, then versteht sich, you have to make another alamicha in the when you get into the car. But if you another mezuzah, yeah, because you didn't eat at least you had a kazayis. So now you understand what we what this, I think it's a davar poshut. It's a davar poshut, and the Shulchan Aruch doesn't say it because they didn't have all these bagel stores in the corners, so it wasn't. So Oisteich and the Magen Avraham, the Taz, who
they traveled then also.
The Mishnah Brura, so this given the Zalbazach. They didn't have paper cups, and didn't have paper bags. So stop na kretschme, but you guess. So then they came in a place, they stopped, and they passed. Well, it wasn't the industry, the to-go industry, nicht given as a gross. So I think that the dove is poshut. So shahako is simple, and bichsam and bread is simple. But the dafka, the jelly donut and the custard donut is the problem. So lachatchila, we should. It's not going to help to have das. Lachatchila, if you add a kazayis, you should make a bracha acharona. But if you have a kazayis and you didn't make a bracha acharona, and you jumped into the car, then you can't make another b'day minimum zaynis. Okay, enough complication for tonight. We know that we'll wrap up the sugya. That maybe okay, that's a shame. We'll wrap up the sugya. It's shame. Huh?
So where are you next week?
Maybe next week we'll wrap it up already, and then that's it.
Can I ask you just?
We'll
I'm sorry, I apologize that I'm this late. I didn't even eat dinner, but
The friend is right here on.
who's that?
Penny. Penny's on.
Pinchas. No, I didn't see that.
No, yeah, Penny's right here.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Love you. So,
Okay.
hey, could you just give a partial 1 minute summary so like I feel like I earned the zechut to come?
Okay. Good. Okay. Shkaya for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Ken.